2 wins from 2, but interesting you say that you're still trying to find a way of playing that suits everyone, which
well,
doesn't look like it, does it?
We're trying to not find a way. We're trying to improve on what we've started, and the lads have started it really well. They've adapted to what we've asked them, and I say it does suit some of the players that we've got in the team. We've got to find out ways of doing things better at certain times, but no, we can be pleased with the effort that the players have put in, and it's been all about that effort and commitment, and they've done that. And if we can add just more quality to our game as well, then it bodes well.
And I suppose what's worth remembering as well is you didn't do the switch in formation until pretty late on in pre-season.
It was always we just wanted game time to start with, but when we signed Matt, and then not forced upon us, but when we knew he wasn't probably quite up to speed, but we wanted more experienced players out there. It probably fell into our hands, and the lads I think they've enjoyed it. They've enjoyed working really hard at it, and it's got us a couple of good results. So we need to keep improving. We need to not get carried away. We need to put in the same effort every single game.
And what do you do to work on to keep that going, or do you just tell the players, right, more of the same, or can you develop it?
We've put the basics in place. It's difficult today to be able to improve it for Tuesday's game, but we'll show them 1 or 2 things that we can do better, and we will just talk about 1 or 2 things. There's not a great deal we can do out there on the grass today, with the game so soon, but in the weeks when you haven't got games, then you can work on different things, and that's what we'll be doing. I'm pleased with the way we've started. We've always said, it's going to take us 6 to 8 games to really get into the season, get into the way we're playing, and just little improvements all the time. But at the moment, it's all about hard work and working for each other, and they're doing that, and they're seeing the rewards they can get. And if they can combine that with a little bit more quality in certain areas, then it bodes well for the group.
And you talked about the defence not dropping too deep at the weekend. Is that something you can work on in video review?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And just talking to them and showing 1 or 2 little clips. But no, listen, we're not going to be too picky today. We've got 6 points. We need just to keep our feet on the ground and do what we need to do today to make sure we're as bright and as lively as we can be tomorrow. Again, it's going to be a difficult game tomorrow. Carlisle will be right up for this one, and they'll be desperate to get some points on the board. So we've got to make sure that we don't get carried away with ourselves and do exactly what we've done in the previous 2 league games.
And if you do that, you've got a very good chance to make it 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, of course we have. That's the aim. But they're going to be difficult to beat. They've had a couple of defeats in the league. Looks like they're trying to make a couple of signings. I think we've inquired about a player that they've beaten us to by the looks of it this morning. So they might have 1 or 2 fresh faces, and I know me and Sean know Cav really well he's been on the pro licence with us, and he's a good manager, and he'll be working tirelessly to make sure that they're as ready as they can be to come down here. Another long journey, but they're used to that, and I think they'll be up there come the end of the season. But we've got to make sure that we do our jobs tomorrow.
When a team does make a long journey, do you feel like a fast start is always just key? How important is that?
A fast start he would be great for us. We need some momentum. We know what it's like when you make long journeys. Teams like Carlisle, Exeter, Plymouth, they have to make them week in, week out. We're pretty safe geographically. Everything's 2 or 3 hours, and that's great for us. But with these journeys, it's important that we get off to a flying start if we can.
How's Byron's dead leg?
We'll see today. We're hopeful, but we'll just have to see how he is.
Everyone else apart from Ace are okay?
Yeah, everyone's okay. Kobe, no problems. Everyone's good. We just, as I say, we'll just get through today, see where we are. Not too much is going to change. Just whether Byron can be fit or not.
A word on Jason Taylor as well. I've spoken to him, and obviously he ended last season being placed on the transfer list, but he's started every game so far.
Yeah, like I said, when we came back in on the 23rd of June, I'd spoken to him previously and just said to him, everyone's got a fresh start. I said to the group, what's happened has happened. Towers has got clean slate, if you like. We all have, and he's taken it. He's worked really hard. He's been a positive focal point of the group. You know, he does certain things very, very well, and we've played to his strengths, and he's been shown in a really good light over the last 3 games, and I thought he was good in pre-season. So long may it continue.
Is he off the transfer list?
Do you know what? I just had to think about that. I don't know if he is. He can stay on it if he continues to play the way he is. He can stay where he likes. No, I'm not sure, to be fair, but he's fresh start, and you know, not a problem for me. He's been superb.
Any movement since 5 p.m. Saturday when you spoke to Pete about the chase for players?
Not really. No, we've moved on to another one, and we're trying names all the time. Players that we've had scouted, and over the last year or so. The one we moved on to this morning or yesterday, as we think's joining Carlisle, a centre forward from Ipswich. So we think we've missed out there. A young lad. So but that's okay. Like I said, as long as I've got something in before Hartlepool, before the deadline, I'm happy. I said 2 weeks. We're 9 days into that, 10 days into that. I'm comfortable with what I've got. Hopefully, Byron should be okay. We're hopeful. If not, Kobe will step in, and you know, he was a real live wire. He could have had 2 or 3 goals. Scored a great goal from a great piece of play from Trevor. And
if you can keep winning games, will that make it easier in trying to get people? Because players might want to come here.
It's not at the moment, but yeah, like I say, we're reliant on a couple of clubs at the moment. So it's not the player, it's the clubs. So we're just like I said, we've waited this long. You know, all the players that we're perhaps after are getting games, and for be reserves or in their first teams. So we'll just have to see.
Thank you. Good luck.
Mark, Byron came in January, a year and a half ago, didn't he, from Wimbledon?
Yeah.
It took him a while to start. Even though you said, you said how much he had to offer, it took him a while to settle in. Now he's really, with the way he played last season, this season,
yeah.
Do you think he's become a real key man there?
Of course he is. Yeah, he's got. I think he was something like 4th top goal scorer in the league last year, in a side that found it difficult to win games. It's great to see him get off the mark on Saturday. You know, he tried desperately to shrug the injury off, but it was too much for him. But you know, it was great to see that he wanted to score a goal, and I was going to take him off just before the corner, and he sort of left me on for a second, popped up, and it was just, it was too painful for him. Hopefully it'll settle down. If not, Terry needs to continue being as good as he's been for the first 3 games. I think he's been excellent, and I'll say Kobe would slot in alongside him and give us a threat in behind.
Yeah, Byron, you said a lot of it's in the mind, isn't it, with him when things aren't going well? Sometimes he's his own worst enemy. But he seems to be in a really good place mentally. At the moment.
It's been well documented. What happened last season with Byron, and listen, ever since he's always been a player with potential for us. But I think he's really started to realise that potential, and he's a focal point of what we're trying to do, and hopefully we can get him the ammunition to score more goals.
Yeah, Terry, everyone's seen the work he's put in. Do you think he need? Do you want to see a goal from him, demanding goals from him?
Do you know what I want off Terry? I want exactly the same effort and ball retention and work rate off him. And if he does that, listen, the goals will come. The goals will come throughout the team. I'm not bothered about Terry scoring goals right now, because he's making good decisions with the ball. He's keeping the ball for us. He's getting it back for us. He's linking play between the units, if you like, and he offers something. He's probably a little bit more concerned himself about his goals, but at the minute, myself and Sean are after the work rate that we're getting off him. Byron wasn't at his best against Bury, but Terry carried our forward line. Byron set up the goal with Terry, but at Bury, but Byron, by his standards, wasn't his usual self, and Terry was outstanding, and that's all I'm after of him. The goals will come. I'd almost rather him not be trying too desperately to score a goal, because we talked about being a little bit clever around the edge of the box Saturday. We felt we could have prized them open once or twice more, particularly in the first half, and Sean said let's be a little bit cleverer, and I think he just meant take away Terry's anxiety to score that goal. I don't want that. I don't want him locking up. I want him to just, the goals will come, he'll get one off his backside and they'll start flowing for him. I have no doubt about that, but he just, as long as he keeps that work rate going and that link-up play for us, then that'll do me.
Yeah, he said the Ipswich forward looks like he's going to Carlisle, and Cairns went to Carlisle. Obviously trying to sign players that other clubs want, which is natural, but why do you think you're missing out on them? Is it just down to money, or is it...
I think we got in there too late. You know, Cav's got I imagine he's got a good relationship with McCarthy from his Irish days. You know, we only sort of moved on to this one yesterday, and we made the call this morning, and unfortunately he's going to the ones we're playing tomorrow. So listen, that's life. We've been in for a couple of other people, and those aren't dead, but we just thought if we can get something in sooner rather than later, just making sure that, you know, every eventuality is covered with Byron. But listen, we missed out, and that's going to happen at times.
Yeah, he said one might be on his way to a League One club. Was that a different one, or was that
different one?
Yeah. Is that? Is he still...
And I don't know if that's, listen, we're only talking to agents and a couple of clubs, and the rumours were that if he does go somewhere, it'll be League One. So unfortunately, you know, we're in for a few, John. We're just, like I said, we're comfortable waiting for another week or so. Obviously, we want a couple in by the transfer deadline. We need a couple to bolster the squad, boost the players that are here, and you know, the ones that are here have got to see it as a positive step that we're trying to get people good enough to improve the team and want to be part of that. You know, it's not about 11 players. We can't go, you know, 46 games with 11 players playing every game, every minute of every game. You know, Joe Hanks has already proved that when opportunity comes, you've got to be ready, and he certainly was, and has kept his place in the team. And you know, we've got to look after him, make sure he's, you know, ready for every game, and we've got to do that with everybody. So it is a squad game, but people who can be in that 11 are vital for us.
Yeah. Cheers, Matt.